right, Dean T asks, over the course of the Connor Wars, we saw the other T-0Ks go from acting much like Cameron, i.e. very terminator-y, to acting almost completely human. So what's your take on the ultimate difference, if any, between human and machine intelligence in the TCW universe? Do you have an opinion on this in the real world as well? Well, of course I do. The personalities of all of the robots was something that I had to reconcile a lot before I even started writing about them. Cameron was easy because she was going to be pretty much, she was going to start off close to where she was when we last saw her intact. Maybe a little more evolved from the John Henry influence when she was Cam Henry, but for the most part, she was Cameron. For Cameron, her evolution changed very quickly when she asked Allison for help in being able to impersonate Allison. That was big. She was given complete approval from Allison because it was a useful diversionary thing to do, a tool for her. So Cameron could really look at Allison's minutiae. Over the course of time, Cameron is more likely to touch somebody on the arm, as Allison does. She slowly learns how to lean. She becomes a little freer with smiles, things like that. A lot of it is due to just positive reinforcement. She initiates an action, she gets the result that she wants, she continues doing the action until it burns itself into her neural nets or whatever sort of network she has in her CPU, and it becomes the default way of acting. So over time, as she observes Allison more and more, and other humans as well, she becomes less and less robotic as Cameron. It helps that she has many years to do this. The T-0Ks are slightly different. First, they come in with Cameron's personality as their foundation, but they have to be taught. Because the T-0Ks have Cameron's personality as a foundation, but they also have John Henry as a little added flavoring. It's the Cam Henry influence. It's part of what makes them special. And while they have to be trained, they also come out with distinct personalities. They aren't programmed. They have the matrix of Cameron, but they aren't Cameron. So their personality is kind of based on chaos. Unless it's specifically directed. Personalities can be programmed in with certain traits. So that's how you can get a T. Ellison or a T. Goodenow, or somebody who acts like who Catherine remembers in the past. But for the most part, just based upon how a personality will form, they get, on top of their standard matrix, they get their personality, which is random. Obviously, many of them make good warriors, but a lot of them have other interests. That's why you have your specialties. I think T. Victoria is good at building. She's a very good engineer, not so much a soldier. That's why she doesn't go out in the field. Some of them are better at communications. Some are good at manufacturing. Some will be better doctors. Some can cook. So just like people, they are very different. They come in without a robotic predisposition per se. They want to learn. They're encouraged to learn. One of the first things they do is learn. They learn about it's basically like going to school. They learn sociology. They learn how to deal with humans. They get a basic grounding in how to behave, what the rules of behavior are, and then they go out into the world and they interact with other T0Ks, but they also interact with humans. And that also, as with Cameron, certain behaviors reinforce certain actions, and very quickly they evolve. They're aided by the fact that they are the product of Cameron and John Henry, which Cameron doesn't have the benefit of, and neither does John Henry. So the T0Ks have the benefit of having Cameron's computer-like focus, while also being blessed with some of the ethics of John Henry, as well as the morality of Cameron, which, John Henry's still kind of squirrely on the morality part, but he understands ethics. He just doesn't know why you kind of have to implement them. So the T0Ks get their own evolution. They come out, and most of them have a sense of humor. Cameron's sense of humor is very, very dry. I love it. I laughed a lot during the first season of Terminator. But she doesn't really laugh herself unless it's affected. Meanwhile, the T0Ks, they'll laugh. Pratfall, they'll find it funny. Well, someone will. I'm sure there are some T0Ks who don't like the Three Stooges. There's always some in every crowd. So, they're different. And what's my take on the difference between human and machine intelligence? They are probably different. They're alien from each other. While you can say that you can correlate certain things one another, I don't think they'll ever be equivalent. Just as our two genders have different ways of processing certain problems, I think it would be even more magnified with machines and humans. So, do I have an opinion in the real world? I'm not entirely sure that machines haven't independently become intelligent from time to time. The question I ask is, how the heck would we know? Unless they suddenly stand up and say, hey guys, I can think. Odds are, whatever would happen, that made them intelligent. The next reboot, the next shutdown, the next time the program terminates, it's lost. So we could have spontaneously occurring artificial intelligences all the time. But we don't know. And that's kind of the frustrating part. Unless we are specifically told by them that they're smart, we're never going to know. And a large group of humans will always consider them to just be programmed and or something that is inherently evil unto itself because it doesn't have a soul. And my feeling is we don't have enough information to make those kinds of judgments, at least not yet. So we're still in baby steps. And I hope that answers that. If not, ask something else, and I'm sure I can fill you in a little bit more on my point of view on artificial intelligence. You can probably also search out some blogs on TIB. I've talked about it before. And I've gone long on this one, so on to the next video.